Hello, my name is Brandon Timmons. 626-551. That is my Oklahoma Department of Corrections DOC number. I am known throughout Oklahoma, uh, particularly Oklahoma City being my hometown, and a lot of major cities throughout America as B1 Supreme, the Concrete General, also known through my affiliation with the Inglewood Family Bloods, 77 Block, 3rd Gen, as B1. I have served 8.5 years in the custody of the state. I went into prison at the age of 25 and I got out at the age of 33. Before I went to prison, I ran a well-organized organization with promoting prostitution and soliciting. I also was involved in missions and gang activities. My choice in lifestyle is what led me to go to the penitentiary. At that time, I had a son who was 3 years old and a daughter who was 18 months. When I got out of prison, my son, I believe he was 13, and my daughter was, I believe, 10. My reason for making this video and sharing a little bit about myself is because I want to give credit and thanks and pay much respect to Unit Manager Johnson, who out of all of the employees, I'm not going to say all, but the majority of employees who worked at the facility where I did 6 years at Cimarron Correctional Facility, which is a high medium security prison, pretty much kept all gangs STG, meaning we was always segregated, pretty much on lockdown. Any opportunities that we did have an opportunity to earn some type of freedom or go to school or work, there would always be incidents that happen to cause us to be locked down. And so with Oklahoma being, anyone who knows about criminal reformatory or rehabilitation, knows that Oklahoma incarcerates people without never giving a chance to try to rehabilitate people and prepare them to be constructive citizens in society. Well, Unit Manager Johnson, also known as DeMarco Johnson, that's his government name. I happened to meet Unit Manager Johnson. I was living on a unit which was segregated. It was nothing but all Bloods and Serenos. And the prison decided that they were going to try to open up the yard and present a little bit more opportunities for us to go to school. And so they ran a plan to try to take 12 gang members from different gangs and begin to move those gang members to different units with rival gangs. I happen to be one of the 12 gang members that was selected from the Blood organization to go and be involved in this integration. So I moved to Bravo North, and upon moving to Bravo North, Unit Manager Johnson shortly took over that unit as the active unit manager. One thing that I noticed off top when I met Unit Manager Johnson is that he did not deal with me based off me being an inmate, but took time to get to know me, understanding how much he wanted to know how much time I had. He asked questions about what my plans were upon being released. And for someone who has lived a life and been involved in so much criminal activity, is very encouraging and creates hope for a person who wants to change when someone else will actually take the time, like Unit Manager Johnson did, to ask me questions, to provoke me to begin to do research about what my plans was. Upon meeting Unit Manager Johnson, he helped cause me to be able to do research and figure out what the steps was that I needed in order to reach my goals and my dreams. At that time, I was very passionate about being a personal trainer. And so every time that I would talk to him, I would be able to give him some of my research that I've been doing on what it takes to be a personal trainer. And he would also offer me research and other tips and advice. And that truly blessed my life. And my stay on that unit was very short because it was a very unfortunate event where one of the Bloods ended up being thrown over the balcony by a rival gang. You can still look that up on YouTube. They still got that video footage. I'm pretty sure it's still surfing. So therefore, they took all Bloods and moved us back into a segregated environment. And I remember having 2 years to do in my incarceration. And Unit Manager Johnson took the time to personally, as I packed my stuff, walk me down to the unit to where I was going. And the issue that I was having is because I had made so much constructive change in the right direction. And as I was leaving, I knew that I was going back in an environment where a lot of my homeboys might not have been ready for the change that I was making, might not have been ready to accept the man that I was wanting to become. No longer wanting to be one, but I wanted to identify who I am, who God created me to be. And I remember on that walk to Charlie North, Unit Manager Johnson telling me that this right here is the test for you to see if you really have change or if you really desire to be the man that you are. It's easy to be, to want to change when you're in a constructive environment. But when you get back to the familiar, do you have what it takes to stand tall on your own 2 feet and be the man that you desire to be? And that stuck with me. I got to Charlie North and everything didn't go as perfectly planned. I made a few mistakes when I got back on the unit. But what he poured in my life, believing in me, encouraging me, provoking me, in the long run paid off because I began to grow that courage that I needed to transform. After serving my 2 years of prison, I got out. I pursued the personal training, began working with young athletes, and I also took time to go to school and develop a trade. Went to welding school. Took 7 months to finish that. I finished welding school with perfect attendance with a 4.0 and got a job as a welder before I even finished going to welding school. I've gotten married and started a family, actively involved in going hard for Christ Church, doing everything that I can to serve in my community. And I just want to say thank you to Case Manager Johnson, Unit Manager Johnson, for believing in me and for taking the time to pour positivity in my mind and in my spirit and give me something that I could use to look forward to changing in my life. One verse that I remember during that time that I used to ponder on was Proverbs 13:12, and it reads, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life." Thank you, Unit Manager Johnson, for giving me hope, even though I had to wait some time before I could see this thing manifest. But now that I'm out here and I'm living and I see and I've changed and my life has been tremendously blessed, it has produced a tree of life. Thank you.